The freaking hell, man. So are we live or are we not live? What is your deal? What the freaking hell, man? So, what is going on? So I literally not do I just do this when the friggin' thing just crashes, or the hardware rather, network hardware crashes. Just no sooner that I start streaming. So, anyone Bueller? Well, that was unfortunate. So, let me just figure out what the heck I'm doing with myself right now. Let's just do this, do that, do this, do this, do this, just do that. Okay. Just getting my friggin' bearings here. Why does that never work? What? I swear to God. Okay. Yeah, so So. So I'm just trying to get my bearings here. I had a thing in my. It's like I had this all sort of planned out in my head. And now that I'm actually doing it, well, I mean, I get freaking derailed by hardware blowing up. It's so weird. It's like this USB dongle that's sticking into the laptop. And just like every once in a while, it just craps out, and you gotta unplug it and plug it back in, and then it's fine for. And it is highly sensitive to how much data is going through it. So the situation that I am currently in is actually on the screen right here. Client wants to use the IBIS tool, which is I'm calling Sense Atlas now in everyday operations. Cool, fine. Sense Atlas is actually I'm gonna start rewriting stuff. This is gonna go slow again too because I am running OBS at the same time on the same machine. Which I suppose I could like not. I suppose I could run it on a different machine. But this is the whole thing this is about is running it on a different machine. Anyway, okay. Is it still going? Oh, you know what? I just started this again. So it's going to be chuggy. Well, it wrings out everything. Like, watch when I do this again. Where does it go? This is it. This will be faster now if I go back. Well, I mean, faster is a relative term. Yeah, okay. So it was just being angry. It wanted to... It has to, like, generate a whole... I mean, I don't know. It's just got to do a whole bunch of stuff the first time it fires up. So anyway, I am coffeed, and I got my swim in. So I should be good to go for this. Okay. So, basically, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to think out, I'm just sort of like going to use this tool to like, to plot out basically what I need to do to get this thing online. So, first of all, we want to recognize that. So we can start at the very top, which is that the client wants to use the intertwinkler as a back end. And in particular, they want to use Sense Atlas in an everyday operation. And in particular, client wants to use the process model ontology. Oops, don't hit the mic there. This is the actual, what we're looking at is an instance or the element of the process model ontology in this, which is currently brown, although I kind of wanted to make it more like a goldy color, although we'll tweak it. And okay, so no, that's weird. Oh, I know why, because I didn't actually. Whatever. Or did it? Anyway, so I would say this, that the IBIS, well, this is actually sort of like a, so unlike IBIS, which is half a century old, the PM ontology has never been implemented, used, or even implemented in software. So there will need to be yeah. So, now this is an issue again. Like what we're looking at is an issue. And where are we at here? Yes. So I would say use. That actually works now. So I think the what I actually want to say that though is actually go back to this. This is actually going to suggest there will be invariably be rocky or invariably be yeah. So whatever. Several iterations. This ain't never been deployed. I need to fix that, but that's a low priority thing. Let's call it road tested. I need to do so much. Anyway. I need to do make this grow to the thing, but that's a pain in the ass. Or is it? I just said this was min height was a certain, I don't know. Height. Screw to resize. None. What is that for? Hello? What does that do? Doesn't, whatever. Okay, so this should have a response also is put up, actually this should be a task, put up put sense atlas online. So client can follow. Okay. So that is a task now. And this stuff is not. What's this do, right? Does it do that? Oh yeah, look at that. It's not quite right yet, but we'll friggin' deal. Okay. Yeah, we need to fix the CSS for this anyway, but that's like, again, it's a low priority. So put Sense Atlas online. So we've got issues with that. So issues are where do we put? What domain do we put it on? So we could say suggest issues. I'm always kind of dumb when I get back from the pool. I'm always kind of like sluggish. Actually, the afternoons are like anyway. It's like I would go earlier in the morning if I could, but I can't, so I don't. So I go later. And that always, like, it's never been good for the time of day. Like, because I would normally, like, when I could go to the pool, like in Vancouver, I could go to the pool at like 9:30 in the morning. I would be back at my desk by like 11:30, and then I would just like spend the entire afternoon working. Whereas I have to go at noon most of the time. And that is the only time. And so then I'm not back until like 2 usually. And then I'm freaking tired and sluggish. Anyway, it's dumb. Yeah, so anyway, put Sense Atlas online so the client can observe its development. Makes sense. Where? Where should we put it? Where should Sense Atlas go? Oh, you slow. Where are we looking at here? Well, there's a position that says, well, there is always its own website, senseatlas.net. Put okay. I'm going to say no to this because intertwingler still has no putting intertwingler on the open internet is problematic due to its current lack of internal caching. Intertwingler currently lacks any internal caching, so it will get knocked over by the Thrash by the baseline. Even so, I don't trust it. Don't trust it getting not error. Even the baseline thrash of the open internet. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Oh. This is like not showing the bits. Just gonna reload it because it's not reloading then. Oh no, really? Fucking crapping out. What is your problem? It's like the hardware shot the bed again. Okay. Okay, so this is finally sticking in the right direction now. Did I lose Twitch? I shouldn't have. That really annoys me. Alright, where was I? How many times am I going to have to do this? And why isn't this freaking... Why am I not... Oh, it's just YouTube. Okay. God, what a freaking mess. Alright. I am pinging the server so that if it craps out again, I can see it in the other monitor. And then I can get up and unplug it and plug it back in again because that's apparently where we are at. So, intertwinkler currently lacks any internal caching, so I don't trust it to stand up to even the basic thrash. Okay. Well, we could say, well, why don't you implement... I mean, how's response? I'm going to say implement internal. That's weird. Oh. Implement internal caching. That is a task. Okay, we can probably stop that now. Oh, you're so slow. It's so slow because it doesn't have any internal caching. It's killing me. Okay. But at least it's doing that correctly finally. All right, so implementing internal caching. So, let's go back to, yes, okay. So, where should set that? Let's go. It should go. So you would say, okay, has response get since running on client extranets. And actually, that can respond to that other thing too. I really need to get caching running on this. Like, holy crap. It's just like, I mean, really what needs to happen is that the actual graph store, like I need to like actually do some work on that because just because like it just has like it's the right place to do a bunch of stuff. Like it's the right God damn, this is slow. Okay. Get client extranets. Okay. The problem with that, though, this was raised. So this is actually is supported by. No, it's not supported by. It is a response to. That's not. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Basically, the reason why this is slow is because it's like invalidating the entire graph, and then it has to like reload a bunch of stuff and recompute a bunch of stuff because there's only one like representation. There's only one M time for the entire thing, and so it's like if anything of the graph has changed, then all of it has to be recomputed and re-downloaded. Which is something that I am obviously aware of because I'm freaking talking about it. Okay. So this has an issue that Intertwinkler currently. So there is the problem of, okay, so clients, it would be very bad if client, okay, so first, blah, 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 blah. So there is the issue of, oh yes, okay, it would be very bad. Oh, so okay, Intertwingler is currently sharing a graph for all Yeah, individual is currently sharing the same graph database, RDF store for all elements for all. Make that a little bigger. Currently saying the same as for all sites, all authorities. Sites under meeting clients can see I might split this into two. God, this is slow. We're gonna like chop out. It's gonna be like a fishing show, you know? Like, can you imagine being the editor of a fishing show? Just sitting there, just going through like hours and hours of footage. Can you imagine like how many freaking terabytes, petabytes of freaking data that got recorded? Okay. This is kind of like one of those interesting things where you're like, is this an issue? Is this a position? Like it's obviously a position that clients should not be able to see each other's data. Anyway. See, that's not the thing, is it's like it should be implied. Like this is like what I've found when doing these is that like the issues like tend to be sort of statements of fact, but like the fact they're an issue like is the value, like sort of the value statement is embedded in just the type, the data type. Whereas like a position is like normative, like a content, the actual like textual content of a position is normative, whereas like the textual content of an issue is just sort of like just descriptive in a lot of cases. So we could say, well, we could arrange for, oh, this is a position. Arrange for each site to have its own store. I'm just going to leave that. It's going to go, this is not its own RDF store. Management to have its own RDF store. Part of the reason why this is so slow is because it's like loading, it's taking, well, yeah. So every time I change something, it has to reload a bunch of stuff, and then a bunch of that stuff is like real big and real costly to render. I should really do something about it. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously I should do something about that, and I intend to. There's like, I have plans to do something about that, but there we go. Jesus. Okay. But we don't want to do that because that's going to be a pain in the ass to configure. I mean, not necessarily a pain in the ass to configure, but like, not a pain in the ass to configure. This will result. So there's kind of like problems with the configuration. So like, the actual configuration, intertwinglers. This will result in duplicate. The other thing too is like deictic pronouns like this and that and the here and there and whatever are also stuff you kind of want to avoid. A separate RDS store per site will result in duplicate configuration data. We'll make a big mess with the configuration. Yeah, so that's going to make like a bunch of duplicates. So basically, like the way that I mean, this has been sort of grown up from the inside out, but like what I'm sort of realizing is that I'm going to need I'm going to need like a graph, like a quad store, like a RDF graph that's going to be, it's going to just have capabilities that just you can't get off the shelf. Because just sort of things like, oh, like what is the M time of this particular patch of subgraph, or like what is the you know, yeah, what is that, what is the, like if you wanted to like individual subjects, yeah, should have modification times on them, just as a for instance, but like that's like a RDF star problem, for example. So that's like something that's like, it is off the shelf, but it's not or maybe, I don't know. Yeah. So, actually, that's like an interesting thing. Anyway, like if you have like a resource should have a modification time, and so like, what is the modification time of a resource? Well, the modification time of the resource will be like, you know, every statement where it is either the subject or the object, and like, when was the last statement to affect. Or the last operation to affect this resource in the graph, like is a, you know, is a thing. Okay. Okay. So we want to go back. Was running the same RDF store. So let's just like refresh that. It's a dumb idea because it freaking takes a year. Okay. So we arrange for each site under managed house. Okay, we don't want to do that. That's what that guy is saying. We don't want to do that. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna just currently sharing. Since that's running on the client externets. Oh my god, you're so slur. Definitely going to be one of those things. This was, I gotta say that the OG version of this was much faster for some definition of the term. But it was also not doing anything nearly as complicated. Whereas this again, it's like mainly just like a couple of resources. So Intertwinkler is currently sharing the same RDF store for all sites under management. As it stands, that you can see. So this is like suggests actually as it stands. Oops. Every site can see the data. This is bad. There you are. I need to fix that too. Oh, you did it already. Okay, you're done. Yeah. Yeah, so that's obviously bad. It's going to have response that is this guy. What is this? Range for each. It's going to be much nicer to have like better ideas of like what and how things could be cached. Good grief, that is freaking just so slow. So the response is to wall off the in a context. Corresponds to the authority. This is actually going to be a task. And it'll actually be a done task because I've actually done this. But like, what's really kind of interesting about this layout is that you can tell that this is like a in the weeds kind of a problem, and all the other stuff that is like the central stuff is in the, well, it gets pushed off. Again, like the math on that is not right. It's I had like a realization what the math should be. I just haven't been able to touch it yet. Okay. So this is like actually not good because the user is the one that, or the rather, so this like raises an issue, first of all, that the configuration node. So this is like, this causes problems with the configuration. This, again, with the deictic pronouns, no, this is and that's and theirs and where's and whatever. Site. Also messes with the configuration data. I love how I've had like friggin' 2 liters of coffee today and I'm like falling asleep in my desk here. I really need to make this faster. I mean, it would be faster. It would be definitely faster if it was running on the server and it wasn't encumbered by like all of the test data that I have in this, because that's definitely a thing.